All right, Tony, thanks. Now to a WSAZ investigation. Robbery, burglary, and theft. Being the victim of a crime can leave anyone feeling violated.
Yeah, and Amanda, police track crimes to come up with important data, and we've been looking at some of those numbers now for months. News Channel 3's Catherine Robinson explains when you are most likely to be the victim of a crime in your neighborhood.
It's 9 a.m. and while you're headed to work,
a lot of these residential burglaries happen during the daytime.
Burglars are waiting to strike.
When I came home, naturally at 3:15, I walk in. I knew right then I was a victim. My front door's busted wide open, and my alarm system's ripped off from the wall. And right then I knew, you feel helpless. I mean, there's nothing you can do.
This isn't the first time thieves have busted through Carl Bailey's door.
Frustration. It's like, man, they've got me again.
We've spent months looking at crime statistics from across the region to see when you or your home could be the target of a crime. When it comes to home burglaries, our research shows noon is the most common time for someone to break in because most people are at work or school. Once you get home and go to sleep, that's when intruders target outbuildings and garages.
If you have shrubbery or trees around your house, maybe consider scaling back on that and making your residence and your outbuildings more visible from the street so that officers that are patrolling can see, and criminals can't have a safe haven by prowling through yards.
Data we've gathered from local police departments show that Friday is when burglars are most likely to strike in Huntington and Charleston, but across the river in Ashland, Tuesday is the prime day. And in Portsmouth, Monday and Wednesday are the days you're most likely to be a victim. So when are criminals most likely to break into your car?
It's not uncommon for them to catch people, prowling through, checking door handles, flipping car door handles to see if they're locked.
Our crime data shows your chances of being a victim start to increase at 9 at night and extend through the early hours of the next morning. In eastern Kentucky, Friday is when you're most likely to be the target. Jordan Parsons left his car parked on the street outside his apartment at midnight. And when he came back the next morning,
I came downstairs and the door was halfway open like this, and started freaking out because I had all my stuff in there.
His car ransacked, and the thieves taking off with Jordan's wallet, driver's license, insurance card, social security card, and checkbook that he accidentally left in the car.
It was very, very frustrating because I needed my driver's license for a second job I was getting ready to start, delivery driving, and I couldn't start that because I had my driver's license yet. I actually ended up not getting a job because of that.
The best way to protect yourself from a car break-in, police say to never leave anything visible inside your car. Even spare quarters can be motivation for criminals. And they recommend parking in a lighted area if you don't have a driveway or garage, and check on your car often. But for crimes more violent than a car break-in, when are you most likely to be the victim of a robbery or carjacking? Crime statistics show Sunday is the most popular time for car thefts in Huntington, Ashland, and Pikeville, while Monday is when you're most likely to be a target in Charleston, and Friday is the most common time in Portsmouth. And while there is little consistency for the day of the week when robberies are most likely to occur, in Charleston, the number of robberies goes up at 9 at night. Data from around the region shows the chance of you being a victim in other cities starts to increase at midnight.
If you're walking the streets at 3 in the morning, you might likely expect that something like that's going to happen.
And whether it's 3 in the morning or 3 in the afternoon, it's important to know when you're most likely to be the victim of a crime. But no matter what time it is, you should always take precautions to keep you and your family safe. It's easy to forget that you could become a victim of crime at any time, but it's preventable. A lot of us become complacent in our day-to-day lives, making ourselves easy targets. Now, Tim, I also asked police if there's any peak season, and we're right upon one right now, the holiday season, and criminals know that you have valuables in your home.
Yeah, it happens on the front porch, it can happen inside your house, and it definitely can happen inside your car.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're shopping, so watch out. Hey, thanks, Catherine. We also have tips on how to protect yourself from these crimes on WSAZ.com. Very helpful stuff. We'll be right back.